30 days on lion diet. How did I do? Let's find out. Hey y'all, Carnivore Grannie here. Today I'm talking about my first month on the lion diet. But this isn't a beginner carnivore story. I've been eating strict carnivore for a while now, and it's helped me a lot. But because of my autoimmune condition, discoid lupus, I needed to take things a step further. This video is for anyone dealing with autoimmune issues, anyone curious about elimination diets, or anyone who just wants to hear an honest, real-world experience. So let's talk about it. You may be wondering, why switch from regular carnivore to the lion diet? The short answer is my skin. Discoid lupus is an autoimmune condition that affects the skin, with flare-ups, lesions, inflammation, and sensitivity. Even on carnivore, I still had stubborn symptoms that wouldn't fully calm down. The lion diet is basically the cleanest slate you can give your immune system because there's no eggs, no dairy, no spices, no coffee, just ruminant meat, salt, and water. I know exactly what you're thinking. There is no way I can possibly give up my coffee. But I've been doing it since January 2nd. It's not fun, it's not exciting, but it removes every possible trigger so you can actually see what your body is reacting to. Week 1 wasn't really that dramatic for me. I didn't have carb withdrawal or energy crashes. I'd already been carnivore long enough to avoid that. But I did notice a shift. My digestion simplified even more. My appetite dropped. I lost a few more pounds, which was a very nice surprise. And mentally, I felt this weird mix of calm and, wow, this is really all I'm eating. The biggest thing I noticed in week 1 was my skin. No improvements yet, but a kind of stillness. My flare-ups weren't getting worse. They weren't getting better either, but they weren't progressing. And for discoid lupus, that alone felt like a huge win. Week 2 is where I started noticing subtle changes. My skin felt less irritated. The redness around certain spots wasn't as angry, and the inflammation in general felt lower. It wasn't dramatic. This wasn't a miracle week, but it was definitely noticeable. Internally, I felt much more stable. My energy was more consistent. My mood was more even. And because this diet is so simple, I wasn't thinking about food much at all. I mean, why bother? I already knew what I would be eating for every meal, each and every day. That mental quiet was honestly one of the biggest surprises. Now on to week 3. Week 3 was definitely the turning point for me. This is when I started seeing real improvements in my discoid lupus symptoms. Some of the inflammation around my lesions went down. The sensitivity calmed. The flare-ups I usually get from random triggers just didn't happen. But hey, I am not a doctor. I am just a random carnivore granny on YouTube telling you exactly what my journey has been like. I'm not claiming this diet cures anything. I'm just sharing what happened for me. But for the first time in a long time, I felt like my immune system wasn't constantly on edge. Physically, I also noticed more stable energy, somewhat better sleep, a little less puffiness, especially around my eyes, and a calmer nervous system. It felt like my body was finally getting a break. Week 4 was the hardest mentally. Physically, I felt better, but the monotony hit me. Even as someone who already eats strict carnivore, the lion diet is a different level of repetitive. I missed the little freedoms of regular carnivore, like eggs, butter, seasonings, and my favorite crispy chicken thighs. I miss the social flexibility. I miss the feeling of having options. But let me say, you do have options on the lion diet, but definitely not as many as you have on carnivore. You can have any ruminant meat, but I ate exclusively beef because that's what I can pick up at the store easily, and it's the most affordable in my area. But at the same time, not having as many options took my focus off of food. So yes, it was difficult, but simple all at the same time. And every time I looked at my skin and saw the inflammation calming down, it reminded me why I was doing this. That made the monotony easier to handle. This month taught me a lot about sensitive autoimmune conditions and how easily they can be affected. Even tiny things like spices, dairy, and different fats can make a huge difference. So here's what I learned. My body reacts to more foods than I realized. Simplicity can be incredibly therapeutic. Tracking symptoms is essential, and sometimes you just need to go more strict to get clarity. The lion diet isn't particularly fun, honestly. It's not trendy. It's definitely not something you do casually. But for me, it is giving me information I could not possibly get any other way. So, here's the question. Am I staying on the lion diet? For now, yes. My plan is to keep going until my discoid lupus symptoms stabilize more and possibly go into remission. And then slowly reintroduce carnivore foods one at a time. Like I said in my last video, I have no plans to reintroduce fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, or carbs of any kind. But lion diet isn't a forever diet for me. It's a tool. It's a way to understand what triggers my autoimmune reactions and what doesn't. So if you're dealing with autoimmune issues, or you're thinking about trying an elimination diet, I hope this gave you a real honest look at what the first month can be like. And just like I did on my first video, I'm going to post the pictures at the end of this video that show you what my discoid lupus looked like on January 2nd and what my discoid lupus looked like on January 31st. I hope you'll stick to the end and take a look at those for comparison. If you want to follow along as I keep documenting this process, please hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've tried the lion diet or if you're dealing with discoid lupus too, or any autoimmune issue. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.